Welcome, Climate Viewers. This is Jim Lee from ClimateViewer News at ClimateViewer.com. And today is November 3rd, which means tomorrow is my birthday. And it's good to be back. I know it's been a minute. Some of you may have wondered where I disappeared to. I had oral surgery, and now my teeth are good. No more tooth pain. Still hurts, still healing. But we'll get through that. I am able to speak, obviously, so that's a good thing. Um, Starlink weather control? Question mark. Um, from the inbox to from Max Bliss comes a crazy tale of space-based weather modification via Starlink. We're also going to talk about geoengineering that killed the dinosaurs, and all of our crazy geoengineering news from the past month, summarized by Andrew Lockley. All that and more. If you didn't notice, you can't talk in live chat unless you're subscribed. So now's a good time to hit that subscribe button. If you want to be part of this conversation, please head over to @ClimateViewer on YouTube, or you can come over to ClimateViewer.com. You can see links to my BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, other places. And it's always helpful if you support the broadcast. You can do that on ClimateViewer.com or find all my things on connect.climateviewer.com. So I got this jewel here. Now, I got questions because this honestly could have been written by AI. It's just so weird. But nonetheless, it is there. So it says right here by Marcin Frankie or Wiz or something like that. Just, weird name. Okay. I can't explain that part. But I'm going to read this and you tell me, did a person write this or is this AI? I don't know. But I have a good feeling this is written by AI. As the world continues to grapple with the effects of climate change, the potential of Starlink, the satellite constellation created by SpaceX to aid in weather modification and control, is gaining attention. Now, interestingly enough, I cannot find any place else on the internet where it's gaining attention. But nonetheless, this article is here, so we're going to talk about it. Starlink is a network of thousands of satellites orbiting the Earth at an altitude of 550 kilometers. This network provides global internet access, but its potential for weather modification and control is now being explored. Recent research has suggested that these satellites could be used to control weather patterns by reflecting sunlight away from the Earth's surface. This would reduce the amount of solar radiation that reaches the planet, thus cooling the atmosphere and potentially mitigating the effects of global warming. Are they saying that there are so many Starlink satellites that it's blocking the sun and could cool the planet? Because that's what it sounds like to me. I mean, am I crazy here? Like, did I miss something? Just, I don't even know what to say at this point. Bro, these headphones I got are so freaking good that I have my volume literally set on 6, and it's just unbelievably loud. Like, my God, that bought them for my birthday. Also bought a katana for my birthday. Woo. Ronin katana. Can't wait for it to get here. But now that I'm thinking about it, I wanted to see if we could just real quickly. I'm gonna try to bring this up while we're live and just see if we go by. Just type Starlink and see if we filter of that. Starlink 4009. Filter disappeared. I guess I'll just. So these are all of the satellites, okay? So we're going to just take a quick peek, just to give you an idea. So this outer ring you see, this is the geosynchronous orbit. And then there's all of these scattered around in here. Everything purple, non-functional, okay? And you can click on any one of these and it'll tell you what it is. Uncategorized space junk. But everything blue is an operational satellite. So I want to just kind of take a quick peek and see how many of these could potentially all start in motion. All right, there we go. So now we're actually looking at the SpaceX network in motion. Yes, Captain Tom, I got some teeth. So I don't know. I mean, that seems like if you look in close and you look at the dots, yes, that is a lot of Starlink satellites. But is that enough to block out sunlight, or at least block out enough sunlight to do geoengineering? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Has teeth, will broadcast. Yeah. But here you see a long train of them coming up by as we speak. This is, this can be real time. This is actually like in a fast forward motion right now. So they're not going that quickly, but you can see very few actually make it over the poles. Most are, pretty much circle. Let's just come up here to home base. So that's what they look like right now. I don't know. You let me know. But that is a lot of satellites. Don't get me wrong. In total, I know that there's, upwards of 14,000 the last time I checked. But that's how many, gigahertz, 5G from space, Starlink satellites there are. And I don't think this accurately represents all of them. And so, considering, I'm pretty sure that what it said was it was actually showing 4,900 or something, which clearly wouldn't be even close. But yeah, that's a whole ass thing. All right, well, I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe that would, they're not very big. They are, very small satellites. But nonetheless, you guys want to see that? I'll drop that link in chat. It's not in the details, just for you, chat. Love you, mean. It's on wayfinder.privateer.com. Nice satellite tracker. I always like finding new ones, and that's my newest one. So anyway, yeah. Recent research says that we could, reflect some sunlight away using SpaceX. Maybe. I have to look into that some more. I'll see what else I can dig up. The research also suggests that satellites could be used to create artificial clouds. What? Do what? Create artificial clouds, which could help reduce the intensity of extreme weather events such as hurricanes and floods. Now, how in the hell does making extra clouds help reduce the intensity of hurricanes and floods? Because, I mean, making more clouds potentially could be like overseeding, which would mean less, cloud droplet size, which might reduce flood intensity. But I don't understand at all how creating more clouds would weaken hurricanes. That doesn't even make sense to me. I think Robot got it wrong. Just my opinion. In addition, the satellites could be used to detect and monitor weather patterns, providing more accurate and timely forecasts This could help to reduce the impact of natural disasters by providing early warnings to affected areas. Um, Now, used to detect and monitor weather patterns. I don't. I mean, I don't see this. Okay, like you know, these are communication satellites. So, like, I'm trying to figure out in my mind how a communication satellite with no cameras on it could be, monitoring any kind of weather at all. Um, but I mean, there it is on a web page. So take it for what it is. The potential of Starlink for weather modification control is still in early stages, and more research is needed to determine its feasibility. However, the possibilities are exciting and could provide a powerful tool in the fight against climate change. And then it gets weird because now it says examining the benefits. The world is abuzz with excitement over a potential of Starlink, the satellite internet network being developed by SpaceX. But beyond its potential to revolutionize global internet access, Starlink could also have a profound impact on the way we manage and control weather. Starlink's constellation. All right, now watch this. Space-based weather modification and control. These satellites' ability to collect and transmit data in real time could give us unprecedented insight to the inner workings of the atmosphere, allowing us to more accurately predict and respond to weather events. These satellites could be used to actively modify the weather. For example, they could be used to create artificial clouds and could act as a shield against extreme temperatures or disperse pollutants from the atmosphere. They could even be used to alter the path of storms, potentially reducing the damage caused by hurricanes and other extreme weather events. This paragraph literally sums up the last 5 paragraphs. This sounds like damn AI wrote this to me. It gets weirder. Potential benefits of Starlink for weather modification control are immense. It could provide us with a powerful tool to mitigate the effects of climate change, as well as protect lives and property and ravages of extreme weather. At the same time, it's important to note that any weather modification technology must be used responsibly. As with any powerful technology, there is the potential risk of unattended consequences. It must be carefully considered before any weather modification system is deployed. Nevertheless, the potential of Starlink for space based weather modification is exciting and could revolutionize the way we manage and protect ourselves from the elements. It's exciting. It's an exciting development that will be worth watching in the years to come. Huh? Analyzing the impact of Starlink on weather modification and control. How could it have any impact? Because it hasn't. The recent launch of all these satellites, not recent, this thing's dated 2023. Not even close to recent. Anyway, the recent launch of Starlink raised concerns among scientists and weather experts about the potential impact of satellites on weather modification and control. Starlink's a communications thing and blah, blah, blah. And satellites could interfere with weather modification and control. What? Now it did a 180 and it's saying the exact opposite. That they could screw up the weather control. One primary concern is these satellites could interfere with the accuracy of weather forecasting. Wait, you just said that it would make forecasting better. I mean, what? Like, when I was reading this, my head was just doing, whoa, loop-de-loos, all right? I'm doing loop-de-loos over here. But yeah, if you read it yourself and get caught in the AI rabbit hole, I think I've literally, been sent the first, freaking actual AI written piece of weather control propaganda. I mean, at this time, it's unclear the full impact Starlink satellites will be on weather modification control. However, it's clear that future research is needed to understand the potential implications of this technology. It's also important to note that SpaceX is taking steps to reduce the impact of satellites on weather forecasting and climate models. Wait, so it is screwing with the climate models and the weather forecast? Ultimately, the impact of Starlink satellites on weather modification control is an important issue, needs to be addressed. It is essential that further research is conducted to ensure that this technology does not have negative impact on our ability to accurately predict and modify the weather pattern. Investigating the benefits of it. And then it does another 180. The project's already launched over 1,000 satellites into orbit and plans to launch an additional 12,000 in the coming years. It's like something out of a freaking time warp, man. Because this is literally May 2023. I mean, I'm not crazy. Like, ClimateViewer.com, do a quick search, SpaceX, 5G and broadband from space. When did I write this? I wrote this in 2018. We got mother effing 5G on this mother effing plane. This is an article from 2018. So I mean, it's clearly not new. And I mean, FCC tells SpaceX it can deploy up to 11,943 broadband satellites. November 2018. And this thing, this AI generated crap right here is like, you know, they might have, they're going to put a whole bunch more up there. I don't know what to think about it. Here's what I do think about it. I'm thinking that this is AI. But more importantly, B, it is somewhat true. And this is over on my cloud seeding page. This is on the weather modification page. So if you actually go here, weather modification, chemical and electric weather control, I'm gonna zoom it up and make it really big for all y'all. You come down to the cloud seeding section right here and just click the little drop down box. Boom. And scroll down. Does cloud seeding work? The very end, the very last thing is a very important paper. And you know, both geoengineering and weather modification are considered outside of the scope of control theory. Now, some of you may remember that I did a video a while back where I was talking about how we cannot control the weather, that the word control has meaning, and that we really can't control the weather at all. They hope to control the weather, but they cannot currently. So this paper is pretty important because it recognizes the root problem, and that's on the possible use of geophysical, cybernetics in climate manipulation, geoengineering, and weather modification. And what they're saying is that basically, with an array of sensors deployed throughout the atmosphere at all levels of the atmosphere and better understanding it and having supercomputers and, you know, really quick communication devices, that we could better model the climate, the weather, and therefore control it. So when you combine what's been said in this paper, with what the AI was spitting out about SpaceX, it makes a little more sense. The idea of actively deploying sensors at different levels of the atmosphere, combined with SpaceX's ability to rapidly relay that information in real time, means that people attempting to control, like actually control the weather instead of just modifying it willy-nilly, that this would, you know, make that a possibility. Just saying. I think that's where they're going. But I'm not going to read the whole damn article to it. Anyway, you know where to find it. All the links are already in the details. On to the next subject. Dinosaurs. Now, you know, they keep flip-flopping on this one, which is really weird to me. But new surprising explanation for why dinosaurs are extinct. Let's see how this sounds. An asteroid. Oh, let me turn it up.
earthquakes, and mega tsunamis, it was an apocalyptic scene as the dinosaur extinction event began. But it was actually dust that may have ultimately doomed the living giants that once walked the planet. That's according to a new study published in the journal Nature Geoscience. After the huge asteroid crashed into what is now Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, fine silicate dust filled the atmosphere for at least 15 years. This blocked out the sun and sent average global surface temperatures plunging by up to 59 degrees. It ended all photosynthesis on Earth, causing the food chain to collapse. The scientists came to this conclusion by studying sediment layers at a paleontology site in North Dakota, and also with the help of computer simulations. They also said more studies need to be done in other parts of the world in order to make a more definitive conclusion.
So there's the new hypothesis. Now we all know how bad an idea geoengineering is. I thought this was like already known. Like I mean, am I just having like a Mandela effect here or something? Because I'm pretty sure like I was in 5th grade. I'm gonna be 47 tomorrow. I know, getting old AF. But I seem to recall, like in 5th grade being told that an asteroid killed the dinosaurs and that, basically it blocked out the sun. That's why all life died on the planet. So why is this news? Is what I'm trying to like wrap my head around. And it's not just, like this can't, I was checking the weather because it was going to be, like 30 degrees here in South Carolina, because global warming. And, this was on the Weather Channel. So on my weather app, it was just a little blurb down there at the bottom. I was like, you gotta be, somebody pulling, tugging on my dang dong, what's going on? So sure enough, looking around, New York Times, dust might have snuffed out the dinosaurs. Okay. So that's a whole ass thing. So on a spring day over 66 million years ago, an asteroid slammed into the sea off the coast of modern day Mexico, known as the Chicxulub, I think, impact. It set off a global shockwave, earthquakes, and mega tsunamis, and exterminated the non-avian dinosaurs. Non-avian. Bruh. Non-avian dinosaurs. Dinosaurs what don't fly. Okay. Moving along. Non-flying dinosaurs and plunged Earth into a long dark winter. A study published Monday in the journal Nature Geosciences has uncovered a cause to this cold snap dust. They never really get into like how much dust. The paper's actually published over here. But basically they found a treasure trove of fossils and a sediment layer in North Dakota. It's like 4 foot thick, worth of, that sediment. So this is all the dust that settled from that one impact. And apparently that blocked out so much sunlight that all plant life on the, on the world died. And so herbivores died, carnivores don't have anything to eat, they die, bye-bye, all the freaking dinosaurs. And the reason why they say, in, the little Weather Channel short there, that more studies need to be done is because this doesn't explain how underwater, like in the ocean, plant life still made it. But regardless, this is their new theory. Now, why am I saying this? I mean, what does this even matter? Because at the end of the day, we're one accidental dusting away from, ending up like the dinosaurs. These fools that are messing with solar geoengineering have a very good chance of pulling off something exponentially stupider than a rock hitting the planet. And they're going to do it on purpose. So I think that that's what everybody should really be concerned about. We could end up like the dinosaurs, and that's no joke. Speaking of jokes, I don't know if you guys watched my last video about the ship tracks and about how basically there were some calls from geoengineers to bring back bunker fuel because they missed the ship tracks, because the ship tracks were cooling the planet. They really wanted them back. So I think this is hilarious. Andrew Lockley, the forum moderator of the Geoengineering group on Google, which is a forum, obviously. He had this comic, and I think it's pretty funny. So let me see if I can blow it up pretty big. All right, here we go. We cleaned up the shipping fuel, but without aerosol shade, it's hotter than ever. We need ideas. Can we put the sulfur back in the burn more fuel? Problem solved. Agree. Great idea. Maybe it's more efficient to use sulfur for geoengineering. I mean, it's healthier and fairer. Oh shit. Screw you, oil shell scum, moral hazard, termination shock, and they throw his ass out a window. So obviously the irony of this is, if you talk about putting sulfur back in the ships that are crossing the ocean and use bunker fuel to geoengineer, agree, great idea. But if you put you say, hey, let's spray sulfur directly into the stratosphere for solar geoengineering. Oh, now it's a problem, and they throw the guy out the window. That is freaking that's comedy. But that's true. That's like really what's going on. If you have planes farting all over the sky and they're putting all of this sulfur and soot and metals and everything into the stratosphere, it's okay. It's a nothing burger. It's accidental geoengineering. But if you actually bring it up, and we're going to cover this in my next video, it sounds a little bit more like this. And this is priceless. This is the next video. Just to give you guys a little. Burning satellites could accidentally geoengineer the Earth. All that incinerated aluminum would be bad news. And that basically scientists are finding all of this metal in the stratosphere now, and they're blaming it on space junk. Metals from rockets and satellites are polluting Earth's upper atmosphere. And then you start to look into it and you see, well, what metals are they talking about? Let's see. Right here. The metals were found in about 10% of sulfuric acid particles. Oh, wait. This is what I've been talking about forever. Like, are you kidding me? 10% of sulfuric acid particles, which make up the majority of particles in the stratosphere and help protect and buffer the ozone layer. The team detected more than 20 elements with ratios that match those used for spacecraft, with lithium, aluminum, copper, and lead from spacecraft reentry far exceeding metals found in natural cosmic dust. Problem with that: all of those metals are in jet fuel. But we will definitely get into that in the next video. So, yeah, everybody's blaming everything. Oh, it's always something else. Now, the narrative is space junk is putting metals in the stratosphere. We don't have enough sulfur coming from shipping industry, so we should put the sulfur back in the jet fuel. Or back in the bunker fuel, the shipping fuel, so that we can cool the planet. I mean, it just gets crazier every damn. I swear it does. And now it's satellites, not planes. It's satellites, not planes. So all of the, rocket bodies and, that just get cast out and, all the space junk re-entering and burning up in the atmosphere, that's what's putting metal in the atmosphere. Way more than, the 100,000+ flights per day and, the billions of gallons of jet. Okay. We'll see how long that one lasts. I don't think that's going to age well. But anyway, there's a whole lot in here. Not going to be, I could literally go 3 hours just covering what's in here. But there's a lot. Let's just put it that way. Some stuff from GeoMIP. Natural variability can mask force permafrost response to stratospheric aerosol injection. All of these are from last month, by the way, just so you know. This is just geoengineering from last month. Comparison of some simulations, same multi-target stratospheric aerosol injection strategy with the freaking Jim Haywood up in there. I mean, really, dude? Really, dude? The ethics of volcano geoengineering. Somebody talking about setting off volcanoes again, because the last time they said this, I'll never forget it. So, hey, what do you think about the idea of intentionally setting off volcanoes to cool the planet? And the guy responded in the geoengineering Google group. Well, I think the first thing you probably should do is get a good lawyer. Good answer. Climate pathways, using feature importance on ecostate networks, understanding urgent need for direct climate cooling. All of these are different ones. Metals from spacecraft reentry and stratospheric aerosol particles. It's everywhere right now. Can't make this stuff up. Solar radiation modification challenges decarbonization with renewable solar energy. Modest geoengineering side effects predicted by an emulator. Modest. It's only modest. No ice ages. No end of dinosaurs, level shenanigans. Using explainable artificial intelligence to Using explainable artificial intelligence to quantify climate distinguishability after stratospheric aerosol injection. Where have I seen explainable artificial intelligence before? Isn't that XAI? Elon Musk's artificial intelligence startup is called XAI, or explainable AI. I'll be damned. You know what's even weirder is that when I was looking through this guy's articles, the one that I said was written by the AI guy, and you see there's a bunch of stuff on policymakers take on AI deepfakes and meta effect on kids, blah, blah. AI this, AI that, a bunch of articles on AI all through this. Interesting. To see it. And then I came across this. Here's every company that Elon Musk owns. Wonder where I got that from. Huh? Anybody recognize that? Yeah. Yeah. Stole it. Stole. Stole it. But that's where I came across this. Hell, I didn't actually click it. Fail. Major fail there. Every company Elon Musk owns. And you go down here, SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, the Boring Company. I didn't know he was digging holes. And then XAI, explainable artificial intelligence. So, riddle me this. Okay. I've been wanting to talk a lot about AI lately. Like, it's something I've been really passionately following. But let's just put it this way. The company's named after the term XAI, shorthand for explainable artificial intelligence, an AI system that is more transparent than the current method of machine learning. In other words, AI that builds trust with users instead of using current black box of machine learning algorithms. What does this mean? So the thing is, yeah, I'm reading a damn geoengineering paper, and it literally is talking about uh, using explainable AI to quantify climate distinguishability after stratospheric aerosol injection. They're literally talking about using Elon Musk's technology. I'm starting to scratch my finely chiseled chin. The difference between large language model, like open, like Chat GPT, there's a bunch of them. I'm not going to get into all. Most of these, when they're learning, the machine code that they're writing is actually what that link you on. It's it's the last link in the details, but I'll drop it in chat. And here's the everything Elon Musk owns right there. There you go, Spencer. This is all right. The large language model. So what they do is when they're learning from all the stuff you're saying to them and all of the inputs that they get, the code that gets written out, the people that work on it cannot read it. This is the scary part. The AI is writing code. It is literally billions and trillions of lines of like semicolons, dots, commas, slashes. Nobody can understand what the hell the AI is actually writing when it's learning. Therefore, they can't understand what it's learning. And that's a big ass problem. So, what Elon Musk is talking about is with his XAI having the AI write out its information in a format so that when it's learning, it can be error corrected. It can be stopped from killing everybody on the planet or being used for nefarious purposes. Or if you're a realist like myself, it could be used for censorship, which kind of flies in the face of what I currently think about Elon Musk, because the bottom line is, if it weren't for Elon Musk buying Twitter, then there's no way in hell any of the videos that happened in Israel would be on the internet right now. They wouldn't be publicly visible. Twitter would have literally black boxed every single one of those videos as too violent. And I can say that with certainty because when it happened and as people were streaming live and I was watching it on YouTube or on Twitter, on X, there were things that I can never unsee. Okay? Just can't unsee it. There are no takebacks on the internet. But so I've got this juxtaposition of free speech absolutist versus explainable artificial intelligence, which is supposed to be more open source so that they can control the AI. Help me juggle that. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I'm not exactly sure where I stand on that. My gut says it's probably better to understand what the damn AI is writing and how it's learning than not know it all and lose control. And I think that's my initial gut feeling on it, and I'm gonna stick with that. But interesting little connection there. Didn't see that one coming, just reading headlines, and all of a sudden a word jumps out at you and you immediately go, wait, how do we get back to Elon Musk all over again? But yeah, using XAI to quantify the changes in the climate after geoengineering stratospheric aerosol injection. Solar geoengineering and carbon removal significantly lower economic climate damages. Presenting balanced geoengineering information has little effect on mitigation engagement. This is a mind control perception management paper. These are always some of the most interesting reads because they generally, summarize. Oh, well, we polled a whole lot of people. Really didn't change their minds one so bit. Interaction of solar radiation modification and Earth system tipping elements, estimating the proportion of marine cloud brightening sea salt aerosols that activate when incorporated in low-lying marine clouds. Preliminary results. This is the ship tracks, guys. This is ship tracks. Also, this is intentional ship tracks made by their sea salt spraying marine cloud brightening boats. Not sulfur, salt. Whiter, brighter clouds. Optimal climate intervention scenarios, crop production vary by nation. Yeah, if you geoengineer, crop production will change in different places around the world, and it won't be even for everybody. Willie, I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that my voice sounds great, because I was very, I did get all in my head first because I was like, how am I going to sound? They're going to rip all the teeth out of the bottom of my mouth. You know, how long will it be before I can talk again? Will I have a lisp? Because it would be very funny. And my wife, of course, is like, no, you idiot. You would have more likely to have a lisp if you didn't have an upper lip or upper teeth. And I'm like, okay, but for some reason I thought that anyway, yeah, I can talk. I mean, at least I'm not in a whole lot of pain, and I'm getting to the point where I can eat again. But I appreciate that, Willie. Thank you that my voice, reassuring me that I don't sound like an idiot. I mean, I've already got the Southern thing against me. What am I going to do? I'm in the same boat. Well, you go get them ripped out and don't be scared. But don't go biting with your front teeth. That should hurt. But anyway, so a whole lot of papers here. Climate cooperation with risky solar geoengineering. Yeah. Yeah. Motivators, human societal safety, ethical issues for geoengineering, cultural uncertainty, responsible parties, military uses. Ooh. Justice and equality, risk communication, expectation management, acts, omission, asymmetry, biodiversity, environment, safety, regional and global governance. Global governments, good Lord. Damn it. Principles, regulations as a public good, public participation, open research, independent assessment, governance before deployment. So let's just sum that up. They're going to make sure that they have a one world government body to control the ethical issues surrounding your safety before ever deploying geoengineering. And that there will be public participation. My ass. My anus. And I can promise you that. And then there's all this, there's so much more in here. Posts from all of those were just, the scientific publications that have come out recently, web posts, Degrees launches world's first research fund for SRM, social science, and global south. Tiny but powerful Mach 5's ramjet could make drones supersonic soon. Interesting engineering. The reason they're talking about this is because it's tiny Mach 5 ramjet drones that could deploy geoengineering. Ain't that something? And there's a whole bunch more. Climate intervention requires international research, and the global south has contributions to make. Global concerns over marine geoengineering echo worldwide, signaling a united stand for regulations. Degrees and Andy Parker discuss risk framing and SRM research at UN Climate Summit. Anytime you hear the word framing, that's a mind control word for how to make the argument in the best way possible, to frame it with the rosiest possible connotations. Oops, we stop geoengineering. I'm starting to think that Andrew Lockley actually watched my previous video, bring back ship tracks and bunker fuel, because this is the article that I covered in that as well. And it's about, oops, we stopped geoengineering with bunker fuel. So interesting that he put that in there. My video before that was about the Overshoot Commission report. And this is a response to the Overshoot Commission report from the Solar Geoengineering Non-Use Agreement, which I am in full support of. And, basically they're like, maybe you shouldn't do it. And of course they say moratorium, no geoengineering. First, the commission recommends an immediate moratorium on the deployment of solar geoengineering. I'm just saying, bravo. I'm with it. I'm in agreement. I love you people. Some people make sense. But this makes sense. Plan B is not a plan at all. Plan B is, killing babies. I mean, you have the legal right to do it, and I'm not going to talk about abortion here, but Plan B for the whole world, geoengineering, I'm not cool with that. That's not cool. But this is definitely a good one. If you guys want to read it, check out the Solar Geoengineering Non-Use Agreement. And they're basically just saying, hey, you shouldn't use geoengineering. It's a bad idea. The brutal real politic of geoengineering. It's a heat map. Do they actually have a heat map, or is it just words? No heat map, just words. Why the hell are you going to call yourself heat map and not actually have a heat map? You know how I get I get a thrill up my leg for maps? I feel like I just got played. A wild idea to protect the Great Barrier Reef. They're already doing it. It's called the Great Barrier Reef Restoration Project, and that's where they're spraying sea salt into the air to do marine cloud brighten over the Reef Restoration and Adaptation Program, Cooling and Shading. Yeah. SRM, a simple guide to climate effects on medium.com. Climate intervention technologies may create winners and losers in the world food supply on phys.org. Like every single one of these could be a lengthy ass video. I got to give it up. This is actually from that Great Restoration, the Great Barrier Reef Restoration Project. This is the marine cloud brightening jet engines that they have that are blowing sea salt into the sky. So that's there. And there's a whole lot more: thesis, compendium, books, discussion, geoengineering bombs. That sounds fun. Gotta dig into anything that's got the word bomb in it. It's in the group. And it's posted from Andrew Lockley. Much ink has been spilled over how to get sulfur into the stratosphere. In conversation with a prominent scientist today, I was prompted to do a bit more research on the possible uses of geoengineering bombs. I've previously considered using a two-stage thermobaric bomb for geoengineering. Subject overview here. 2022 thermobarics development and deployment. The first stage would disperse and deflagrate sulfur into the air, forming a hot cloud of SO2, sulfur dioxide. Instantly after, a second charge would disperse graphene into the oxygen depleted cloud. This would provide convective lift, firstly from the initial thermobaric bomb and from the solar heating of the graphene. This idea has been explored in paper and covered by Reviewer 2, albeit in an alternative non-explosive implementation. However, there's been much critical comment on the use of black carbon as either a lifting or shading material, so I didn't pursue this further. I've talked about that a lot, and David Keith talked about that in his photophoretic levitation of engineered nanoparticles, but I think that's what Andrew's referring to. By the way, Andrew Lockley, I sent you an email. I asked you, would you do an interview? And then you kind of blew me off, and you mentioned you mean like Reviewer 2 on Spotify? No, I'm talking about you. If you got crazy ass ideas like using the Moab, the mother of all bombs, the U.S. Moab is the largest NATO convention munition, 10 tons, roughly equivalent to World War II Grand Slam, with a plume height of 10,000 kilofeet, approximately 3 kilometers. It can add significant vertical range to any sulfur insertion efforts. Dude, you're literally talking about using the mother of all bombs to get sulfur into the stratosphere. I'm just saying, I'd like to have a conversation about it. I'm literally reading your damn Substack to these people. And I was part of debates from 2010 through 2013 on your geoengineering group before you banned me from the group. So, dear Andrew Lockley, please put sugar on top. Let's just have a discussion about it. I won't bite you, and I'll let you explain why you do what you do and why you do such a good job compiling all this stuff and come up with all these crazy ass ideas, like using tactical cargo C-130s or KC-135s. But you guys, there's Andrew Lockley talking about geoengineering bombs. You can't make this shit up. And the sad part is it's only got 27 views. This was posted October 7th, 2023. But literally, this is the only people reading this are other geoengineering scientists. Even though I've been telling people about this for the better part of 13 years. Anyway, I'd love to have Andrew on and actually have a discussion about this, because it's rare that I get to talk to people who actually know what they're talking about. And advocate for detonating bombs to do geoengineering. Pretty freaking crazy. SRM Youth Watch, Solar Radiation Modification. How do we plan to govern discussion? No fairness without us. Youth inclusion is non-negotiable. No offense, kids. You don't know shit about shit. I don't care if children are part of the discussion about whether we should geoengineer or not. And that has been accentuated by Greta Thunberg and other, how do I say this without being completely offensive? Fuck it. I do not care what children have to say on this topic. They can, I'm gonna talk to my kids about it. I got a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old daughter, both of them. I talk to them about it. Would I take their advice on whether or not to do it? No. Why? Because it's easy to control their minds with words. Their minds aren't fully functioning. Okay. I know 30-year-olds whose minds aren't fully functioning. So this is silly shit right here. But yeah, I'm sure that the people who want to govern and deploy geoengineering would love to just get children's opinion on it, because they would be more inclined to believe that their life is in danger from global warming, and that just sprinkling a little bit of fairy dust in the sky, just a little bit, that there's no reason to be scared. See military use infographic above. Anyway, upcoming events, there's a bunch right here. Job opportunities. If you want to work in geoengineering, podcast. This is that reviewer 2 guy, cloud seeding law. Simon, reviewer 2 does geoengineering. And there's a bunch more in here. I'm not going to get into it. Apparently he's a big fan of this reviewer 2 on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and such. But apparently, I'm thinking this guy probably is in favor of geoengineering, and that's why he likes it. Let's see. I think that's just about it. And then there's a whole YouTube video section. In real life, blocking the sun from Scripps News. This RFF solar geoengineering futures, and then there's a whole series from these guys that just came out. So if you really want, if you really want to nerd out, you can watch all these videos and hear all these people talk deeply about, would solar geoengineering crowd out emissions cuts, the moral hazard risk examined, solar geoengineering's place within the broader climate strategy portfolio, plausible, non-optimal, near-term solar geoengineering scenarios. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a nerd, but I'm not even gonna sit through that. It seems kind of lengthy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they had a big meeting on geoengineering. Everybody had a lot to say about it. If you think that you know what's going on, if you think you're even close to understanding how rapidly this is evolving and how many simultaneous discussions are going on, you're not even close. Not even. Here's some more of that. How to harness the power of volcanoes. How volcanoes could change the world. Geoengineering. Volcanoes. People be crazy. Anders Sandberg talks through ways of geoengineering volcanoes and why we might want to pursue them. Can we do anything about the existential risk posed by volcanic eruptions? The power of volcanoes could change the world, from bombing them in World War II to exploding U.S. lava flows. We have tried in vain to tame their power for the last century. Join Oxford futurist Anders Sandberg as he argues that geoengineering could transform our lives and the world as we know it. These people crazy. They're crazy as hell. Let's blow up some damn volcanoes and block out some sunlight, people. Oh my God. I just don't even know what to say when I'm like get so overwhelmed by some of this. Sometimes I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Stop. Just stop. Oh no. SRMYW soft launch event in Bangladesh. SRM Youth Watch. This ugh. Youth Watch. just you know it's nefarious. They're trying to get children involved in talking about geoengineering. Marine cloud brightening. There's some of them there, Steven Salter boats, and a whole playlist with 1,545 videos on climate engineering. You want to see his entire and just go to the Substack track. 1,500 geoengineering videos. Bruh's list be growing. That's all I'm saying. He's a grower, not a show. Doesn't want to be on video himself, but he's definitely following it more than anybody else. Again, Andrew, love to have you on the show. Love to have an interview with you. Love to get your opinion on why. I mean, just why. Why do you do what you do? You do cover a lot of it. But I don't understand. I mean, I do not understand the mindset of these people that keep pushing geoengineering. Makes me a tad bit bonkers at times. Oh man, up at CT, I appreciate that. Birthday with love. Thank you so much. And I'm glad to be back as well. Very, very much glad to be back. Like I said, in the next video, we're gonna dig a little deeper. The satellites are filling our atmosphere with all them metals. And is it actually the satellites, or is it the plane farts? Because I'm thinking, you know, it's more like that, like plane farts, like all these metals that are in the jet cloud, in the jet exhaust, go from there to there and end up there. And that's probably why. We'll get into that in the next video. Anyway, glad I'm back. Thank you so much to everybody who gave to the Gibson Go. Helped me get the surgery. I have been feeling much better. My jaw doesn't feel like it's affected and throbbing anymore. It was a pain in the ass.
Have a great birthday. Great stream. So glad you are back. Hope this helps a bit.
I appreciate that. That took like 3 or 5 minutes to come up. I mean, like, wow, the alert boxes lagging badly. Anyway, I gotta build a chicken roost, basically this weekend, because it got 30 degrees and our chickens were so cold that they went and hid on a pallet somewhere. So this weekend, building chicken coop, putting a roof on it and all that stuff, because it's gonna start getting colder, despite all the global warming we're having. We've already hit sub freezing South Carolina. So that's my weekend. I'm gonna go enjoy my birthday weekend. I definitely wanted to get a video in as soon as possible. This is as soon as it was possible, because I have literally been like pounding pain pills and stuff, eating the wrong way, and then finding out that I was eating the wrong way too late, till I was like, oh my god. But yeah, the stitches have come out. I'm back to being able to talk to people just fine. And just recently I did some, let's just say I did some home work on my own teeth, and now I'm in even less pain than I was 2 days ago, because I got my knife out and I did some whittling. And Boy Scout tricks, they still work. that being said, I appreciate everybody that tunes in. I appreciate everybody that shares this, and definitely leave me some comments on some of the crazy stuff that was in the video. What the hell is going on? I'm looking at the chat. Why? Winter's coming. Yeah, pretty much. They want to turn it from hell on earth into Game of Thrones. Yeah, they want to prevent hell on earth global warming by turning us into Game of Thrones, big ice wall. And that is pretty much the whole story of geoengineering. Love you, mean it. Catch you on the next one. I will be posting updates to these videos further in advance so that you guys know, when I'll be live. Instead of just doing it last minute. That way, you know when I'm gonna be here. But we're working on doing like a variety show, and I want to get that together. So there's gonna be a whole lot of me making new video clips and transitions and all kinds of things like that. So I want to make this more fun than just me, monologuing on some things. And I definitely I'm gonna be doing some interviews. I got some already lined up. One of which I hope that we're gonna finally make happen. Talked about it a couple of years ago, but then he got a job working for the secret Air Force, research lab, and now he's not working for the Air Force research lab anymore. So I might finally be able to get my interview with Chris Fallon, the previous director of HARP. We had a phone call just the other day, and I said, love to, still want to have an interview with you. And he's like, hell, let's do it, maybe before Christmas. So don't hold me to it, but trying to make it work. Did not get the implants. I got dentures for now because the implants are absolutely outrageously expensive. They officially quoted me $27,000 after doing a 3D X-ray of my jaw. It went from we can do this for $7,000 to $11,000 to $27,000. Yeah, so we went with, and that'll just happen. And the dentist looked me in the eye. You cannot make this shit up. And he said, and you only got 5 teeth in the top of your jaw, so you might as well take those out too. And while you're at it, do the top as well. And then we can build you an entire jaw. It's just 4 implants in the bottom, 4 in the top. And then we build 2 jaws, and they'll perfectly fit together. They'll look brand new. Be amazing. It's made out of zirconium. The implants are titanium. And I looked him in the face and I said, bruh, that's $54,000. He's like, save your money. Come back and see me. He left the room, and I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. These people are fucking crazy. And by the way, when you get that, you have to come back to the dentist like he's a freaking auto mechanic at least like once a year. And where the posts are, the 4 posts, you got 2 in the front and then 2 in the back of the jaw. If they get any kind of infection, or at least like once a year, maybe once every 2 years at the very longest, they have to unscrew, because they have titanium screws that hold them in place. They have to unscrew that and then take it apart and clean it all there, which means that if it's $27,000 for the implant thing that they want to put in there, I'm imagining it's a minimum of $1,500 to like $2,000 just to unscrew it, clean it, and put it back in your mouth for the rest of your life. Dude, Dennis, the on one. That's all I gotta say. Dennis be on. Anyway, love you guys, mean it. I'm gonna call it a night, and I think I may do one Sunday, but you know, it is my birthday week starting tomorrow. So I'm gonna enjoy my birthday, and we'll probably get back on schedule right after that. Okay, so at least this weekend, building chicken coop, taking it easy, spending some time with my girls and my main girl. You know, Kelly. You know, y'all know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do birthday. We're gonna have fun. In a good mood. I'm feeling much better now that I finally got all of the poison teeth out of my mouth. And I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for helping make that possible. Love you, mean it. With information comes power. With power comes great responsibilities. Please use the information that I provided in this video to attack ideas, not people. Yep. Freaks. Video resonates with you, leave me a comment because I love hearing from y'all. First time here, be sure to subscribe and click the bell. Yeah! Remember, it would be impossible for me to do this without your support, so please join my Patreon or buy me a coffee on PayPal. And always, attack ideas, not people.